I'm doing good, guys. This is Anthony from downtown Detroit, and I am sick like a dog.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're gonna. Okay, I need you to cover the G20, bud. Um,
Oh, okay. I mean, just a couple things. What did you notice about it?
um, it's just another show, is what it is.
Right. A lot of investment went into it, putting on like a lot of bread and circuses for the elites to see dancers, to drink champagne and eat the best steak.
Hmm.
So they had a good time. At least someone did.
I think it's just a big show. I think it's just. Um, I would actually take my hat off and or tilt my hat or bow or kneel when our planet becomes part of an interplanetary global system and we actually start attending real interplanetary global problem. We're nothing, and we're trying to make something of nothing, and we're trying to massage the people and make them think that we have this under control, which quite cold-heartedly they don't.
Oh, right, yeah, we have no control. And then just a bunch of weird things about the G20. I mean, we're celebrating this agreement with China. We've agreed to not have as many tariffs, and the USMCA was celebrated in the U.S. and Mexico, but Trudeau wouldn't lift it up and smile with it like everyone else. I mean, I
No,
don't think he has much to smile about
he
with
wa-
regards to the economy.
he wasn't even there, Trudeau. He he was there in physicality, but I don't think he was there in mind.
Um, Even if he was a good prime minister, how does this deal work out for him anyway?
It doesn't.
What's the benefits to Canada from this?
I looked at the PDF on it, and I think it was 1,744 pages, and I can't find a deal that makes any sense for Canada in it, and I did not read the whole thing.
Right, right. And I don't like seeing Canada abused, and it's an unfortunate situation. So to me, it makes sense that the leader of Canada is not woo woo about this. It's rational. Even though I maybe don't agree with how he stands on a lot of issues and the things he says. Personality aside, on economics, there's no reason to smile about Canada right now. And then on to Italy. I sent you this
Yeah,
article here.
I have it right here. I have it open right here. I have it open
Yeah.
right here. I feel
So
really bad. I feel really bad for the Italians. I think with the fall of the it started about 4 years ago with the fall of Cyprus,
Yeah.
with the runoff on their markets, and then it moved to Greece, and
Right.
and then it moved on to Turkey extending its border further south, and Turkey moving and taking that was the whole thing with Turkey for a good while, where they were basically shaking hands with the enemy that was caught on film. And then now it's in Italy right now as we speak, because I have a lot of Italian friends, and I really hate to see where I really don't want the Italian sovereignty to diminish. I really don't want to see the Italians like this is what's happening, and it's really heartbreaking.
Yeah, because I'm a citizen of Italy, like you're a citizen of Portugal. I choose to travel to Portugal more, but I definitely I see what you're saying. But Italy's being flushed down the toilet, and they have been for a good decade. Anything the U.S. has done has been destructive towards Italy. Whether it's the destruction of Libya by Hillary and the bipartisanship of that, we got these people so proud of their Democrat or Republican vote, and just the way that they like worship their politicians that flushed Europe down the toilet is just kind of nauseating. And then here we are with Matteo Salvini, and he's fascinating because if you look at this article I sent, I mean, it's obviously got a slant to it because they're calling him the racist. I mean, you were just talking about the word racist.
No, he's a toaster. Racist means nothing.
Right.
So we'll call him a toaster, or we'll call him a towel, because the word racist got so overly used that it means sweet f all. If someone comes here, hi, are you a racist? I'll be, yes, I am. Of course I'm a racist. And that's just the best way to go about it, because if you try to fight it and go against the status quo, or question a basic question, like the lady, remember that I was reading about the lady where her child was bitten pretty much almost to death with 15 bite marks. And
Wow.
yeah, did you see that one?
No, I just tuned in. I thought because you were taking a sick day, you wouldn't do the show, but here you are.
I'm in pain, but in all fairness, I'll get the right here. Here it is. Here, if you could see it there. Toddler bitten, mauled by 3 Somalian babies. Now, here's the problem with this. They don't want to announce that they're Somalian. And what really pissed me off, it's not the kids are Somalian. It doesn't bother me. What really bothers me is when the mother went to the other mother and told her, these are children, and this is how they do, and children do this kind of stuff.
Right, and racism, what it's doing is dividing our society into a category of either A, I think the immigrant is dead evil no matter what, or B, I think the immigrant is always innocent. Yeah. And it's the perfect scam.
So, but how does it work for me? I'm an immigrant. I'm a Portuguese, and my ex-wife was Muslim, and my current wife is Filipina, and my ex-girlfriend was Chinese. What the hell do I fall under? And I speak Spanish, Portuguese, and English.
Right, we're supposed to fall into these categories, but we're easily being divided, and then our societies just get dragged deeper and deeper as we're distracted with this nonsense. And that was the thing with Trudeau. I mean, you could see these doctors, these medical doctors would come out and speak one by one. They would speak about the abuse that they suffer working as doctors in Ontario, and then the way their patients suffer in the scam crap healthcare system of Ontario, and how it's been degraded to levels that they couldn't have imagined for years. And guess what? These doctors are every race. You can imagine, okay? Mm-hmm. Every religion, you name it. But they're not willing to settle for the stupidity of the Trudeau message where it's okay to be Hindu, guys. It's okay to be gay. It's like, we realize it. We don't need you to tell me that. We need to talk about how our government is failing us.
but no, that whole gay thing is old. It's so 1980s. Get over it. The whole racist thing and divide. It's 1980s. That was 80s. That was an 80s issue. Not now. It's over. Get over it. We know. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. They can't get over the 1980s. It's like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right.
And now, let's go back here to my man here from Italy. Northern Italy, I know this man has been working to break Northern Italy off from the south.
Right.
For many years.
And then his father was basically Marxist, him too, and then he does this flip-flop into radical right-wingism. So that's a problem I have with the whole right-wing and left-wing spectrum they have us in, because like you said, someone from Texas was right-wing and he didn't want the left-wingers to come in.
Yeah.
But our perverted political system is starting to morph into the same party. For example, George Bush is dead, and you can see images of Obama putting a medal on him, and the accolades and the tributes coming in from both sides to George Bush, the man who had an inability to tell the truth, probably is responsible for the death of a million Iraqis, responsible for the immigration wave into Canada and the U.S. from people from these regions that he helped destroy for interests that we don't need to get into, but that's just the example of the nonsense we're told by these partisans. And this Salvini is another one. Just he's actually Marxist in some ways in his threats against capitalism. And then Italy with capital is interesting because the capital is fleeing now. Do you see the contagion forming with German in?
And in the interior of Italy, they're giving away free homes because just like Japan's giving away free homes, and Italy's giving away free homes to Italian citizens because they are going into Western Europe, right? So,
really?
Yeah, they've been giving away free homes in Italy for the longest time, especially after remember that major earthquake?
Yeah.
That was that massive earthquake in Italy, and after that, they've been giving away free homes since then to try and get the Italian citizens to kind of repopulate in those areas and keep the land occupied by them, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I you know what? I respect Italy because it's Italy. And there's an Italian way, there's an Italian life, and there's, same thing with Spain. Spain is Spain because the people that live there are Spanish. Portugal's Portugal because the people that live there are Portuguese, right? Portugal's not Portugal because the border says so. No. It's because the people that live in that country are Portuguese. That's the only reason why these countries are. America is a melting pot of everybody that have come there to basically to flee these totalitarian systems, just like the Mussolini regime, the Salazar regime in Portugal, the Hitler regime in Germany. So you had a country like the United States of America where people had the option to flee those kind of lifestyles and make the choice on their own, right? But now, this is not the case anymore. Because now, if you want to come to Canada, somebody told me the other day, I want to come to Canada, I'm a computer programmer, and I messaged them, do you have a lot of money? I'm talking like $300,000-$400,000. No, don't bother, because you're going to be competing with rentals with rental apps, where people are downloading rental apps and they're bidding on rentals. People are bidding on everything, and it's getting to a point where it's almost not attractive to come to these countries anymore, right?
Right. And then Italy, like, just to form a budget, it's basically bankrupt. They've had histories of economic problems before, and guess what? They would do deals with Libya and get bailed out by Libya, but it's like all the neighbors the United States decide to issue an attack on. Even the trade war against Turkey, it's spilling in to Europe now. So this is what's to come for 2019 is this economic difficulties, and it's probably not going to be good for Portugal either. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, in all fairness, my friend, is Portugal is still considered the toilet of Europe, and it's a destination that people do not want to go to, and there's nothing there, and most people don't even know it exists. And as long as it stays like that, I really want to introduce my children in the next year or two to Portugal. I speak Portuguese to them every day, but I really want to introduce them to the culture, the wine, the dancing, the culture, the historical, all the castles that we have. Remember, Portugal was neutral during World War I and II, so a lot of our Visigoth, and a lot of our Swabian architecture and Roman architecture is still in good condition or decent condition, right?
Yeah, and then I took my parents to the Azores and Madeira, and the thing I know about Madeira is that, and the Azores too, they're not economically strong, so that's a good place to set up your farm or something when you take millions with you. But for the locals, I mean, it looks tough.
Well, I'm looking at the Azores here. I was born in San Miguel.
I was there.
Punta Delgado, here it is here. And, yeah, a lot of people said to me, Mike, are you going to take up another citizenship? Because I'm a Portuguese Canadian. And I said, nope, because I want to die a Portuguese.
Like, we were fascinated with foodness and eating from the earth, the heat. Oh. I mean, where can you do that? And then the beaches, too.
Gebeda Kent.
What's that?
Gebeda Kent. It's called the hot corner, and the ocean is hot because the lava is still cooling down. And when you put your foot on the floor of the beach, like in the water, your foot slightly burns because the lava is still cooling down.
Yeah, it was beautiful. We went in September to kind of prolong our summer. It worked out. Went to the beach. Perfect. Mm-hmm. Perfect time to go. And then in Madeira, like just talking to the people, it's interesting. They talk about it. There's no opportunities for them there, but they live off remittances from family in Venezuela and South Africa.
The Portuguese quarters.
Yeah, like there's a Madeiran population in South Africa and Venezuela.
Angola and Mozambique. 1 out of 3 people, or 1 out of 4 people in Mozambique are Portuguese descendants. And I think it's 1 in 2 from Angola are Portuguese descendants. So
yeah, Madeira is breathtaking too. Yeah,
I'm looking at it right now. Madeira. I've been to Madeira when I was younger, though. But Madeira's nice. This is where Cristiano Ronaldo is from.
Yeah, I mean, another celebrity. You know how that goes.
Yeah. But in all fairness, there's so much to do, so much to see out there. Yeah, I want to die a Portuguese, man. I want to be,
Yeah, so maybe this will all get cheap if there's really a euro crisis that crushes the budgets there. Portuguese land and stuff will be low, and maybe for all these, because I was talking to people from Toronto because that's where our flight was to and from, and I would think, man, if they could sell their $1.2 million house and figure out how to be on San Miguel or something,
yeah,
could be some savings.
That's definitely a good way. Because you know what? The whole education system's gone to crap here in the West. The whole healthcare system's gone to crap. The whole mentality, and they're forcing us to think a certain way, that's going to hell too. And you know what? If my kids become severely undereducated, but they live a happy life somewhere else and die with a soul, that's all that matters to me in the end. That's all that matters. Because you got to sell your soul nowadays to make it now in the land of milk and honey.
Well, I mean, I look for the exceptions. I do some businesses and do what I can, and I like making honest money. I'm sure you do too with your store. But in some places in the world, maybe it's harder. Yes, this is more. And there's Porto Santo, which is a nearby beach island on there. Yeah. But
I mean, can you see yourself living the rest of your life in one of these places?
No, just because where I'm at. I'm 31. It's like career time, and
I'm talking in 30 years from now.
Yeah.
I'm talking when you're 60.
Yeah, I'll take my parents to Algarve too.
Algarve is really nice. I had a really good time in the Algarve. It's really good for nightlife if you like the nightlife.
Yeah.
It's a really good nightlife. Here's the Algarve here.
And they love their beer in the Azores too, so they were at home.
Dude, you see police officers drinking beer while driving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so I just wanted to throw that out there. And, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and just, I was going to say, politically, I mean, it looks bad in Portugal. When I was there, it was during elections, and they were, like, on the news. It was just all crap. They were like, oh, great. This is the best socialist victory we've ever had in the country. It's like, oh, great. I can see the tax bill coming. And I do know that on the Azores, they were paying people to not work. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the vineyards and stuff were having financial problems because the people were paid not to work, so they couldn't find cheap labor to work their fields.
That's the problem with the European Union, is Portugal is getting paid to not produce and fabricate and make what they're used to be making for the last 500 years or 600 years, because they want France to be the head wine exports. They want Germany to be the cork exports, or Germany to be the metal or whatever. But Portugal had all that, but they stopped because they don't want the Portuguese to have any hand in the economy.
Yeah, and then in Spain right now, they have a very hostile government, kind of like in Italy. He calls himself the left, like he'll be willing to admit it. His budget, a lot of critics are calling the Spanish budget for next year something out of Nicolas Maduro's Venezuela. So there's a big change coming in Europe. We're abandoning capitalism at this point. So, do you know anything about the Trump agreement with China on throwing out the tariffs or agreeing not to increase them more?
Yeah, I just saw on Fox just before I came on that there was an update that it looks like things might stabilize between China and the United States. But if they do increase these tariffs, it's going to be hard on us, because Walmart won't take the loss, and Walmart will just raise the price on all our products.
Right. So I think it's more hype. Like they've been hyping all year. Mm-hmm. Like, at first it was the tax cut, right? That was going to be the salvation. Mm-hmm. And then, so this is all quite recessive.
We should have, you know what we should do, brother? We should have a Mike in the Night meeting in the Algarve, and we could stay in Portugal long stay. There's a place called Portugal long stay, and we could rent a house for an entire month. And we could all stay there. It's like a 10-bedroom houses and stuff. And it's called Portugal Long Stay.
Conference.
Yeah, Portugal Long Stay. So there's homes that we could rent, an entire house with the scooter, a couple of mountain bikes, a couple of in the Algarve, and basically we just stay there for a month, and then we fly out and go home after. But
yeah, we should take Toronto too first, like on the ground. Here's what's going on. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot with the real estate market.
Yeah, here are the homes here. We stay in a home like this. So I don't know if you're seeing your system, but that's a house like that. We could rent that out, and it's about 1,500 euros for a whole month. And there's another house here. We could rent that out for 1,500 euros for the whole month, and then we go with a group of people, and we have a Mike in the Night or a meeting with everybody from the channel. Well, if they can have these G20 meetings, why can't we have a gathering?
We just need the market on our side. We got to figure out how to make the profit and do well in the coming year, 2019.
Yeah, then we have to.
Then it would be possible. So we got to be clairvoyant and ahead of the game. Ahead of the game with the markets. You still think oil is going to be super bullish coming soon?
I have my heart in oil. It's only I've quadrupled down in oil. It's only because if we lose our 4 major oil companies in Canada, Canada could put its final nail in the coffin because it's over.
Okay, and then so you don't foresee like an over moment, like a real failure of state?
They have all these bail-ins and all these tools that wouldn't be used 100 years ago that they will implement today, just like this housing bullcrap. And I think they're gonna keep going. There's gonna be something that's gonna happen with the tensions in the Middle East and with different things happening. I think oil is severely undervalued. A lot of these companies have a lot of collateral. A lot of these companies have a lot of assets, and I believe that they, a lot of them are over leveraged too in debt. But I still believe that they'll find a way out because that's our major economy, and there's quite a few workers in this district, in this sector of our economy, and it's our backbone. So.
Okay. And then the Middle East tensions. Didn't you see like Putin was slapping high five with the king of Saudi?
Yep. But I think they're playing off oil on how much there is in existence. I think they're playing it off as much as possible.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're doing.
But who would the tensions be between?
I think, well, obviously Saudi Arabia and Yemen. And Yemen is a huge oil production company, production nation. And so is, I see a lot of tension between Iraq and the United States because the people in Iraq are fed up with American intervention in their country. And I see other countries like Libya turn off its taps and start selling on the black market again once they get a stabilized government. I don't know. I just see all kinds happening in the next 5 years.
Yeah, that's definitely down the pipe. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pass on to the next caller. Are you still gonna get that other guy in the plumber?
Yeah, I want to get Steve the plumber on. I need to know what is going on. He hasn't called me back, so we'll see. We'll give him a few minutes to see if he calls back. Okay.
Okay, because it's it's getting on 1:30 a.m. But yeah, and we could still talk about Brazil in the future. I don't know if you learned anything new from.
Oh, there's lots going on. There's lots going on right now in Brazil, but we'll do we'll feature Brazil next week.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Anthony.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, and I hope you feel better soon.
Okay. Thanks, bro. Bye.